Look at this. I got headphones on. I got a mic going. Baby.
If
Huh?
only people could see you now.
Hey, no video. We've gone through this before.
All right,
No
all right,
video.
all right. Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world. What's up?
Okay.
What's going on?
And I'm going to try and stay really calm so I don't snap
Okay.
on Shaw.
Wait.
Stay calm.
So stay calm. Before you do anything, I have a public service announcement. I apologize.
Yes.
Our podcast got delayed. I actually upset Linda Webb, so I
You didn't upset Linda. You pissed Linda off.
Yeah, I know. So whatever I did, I apologize. It wasn't me actually. It was
walking on eggshells, buddy.
It was Simplecast. Simplecast hosts our podcast, and Linda Webb sent a note to Kenny, and Kenny forwarded to me. I cried a little bit, and then I went in and tried to fix it, and then promptly threw Simplecast under the bus. So I might have lost Kenny here, but anyway. For you 5 listeners who listen to us, I apologize because it took us a little bit of time to get it back up.
There you go.
So, yeah, it's okay. I just finished apologizing, so we're in great shape. So, yeah. Are you there?
Yeah. That's all good. Listen, as long as you take care of Linda, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I'm here. You here?
Yeah.
You there?
I'm here.
You know what it is? Honestly, this internet connection in this house is beyond atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. So I am going to go on a rant. It's fucking Shaw again. I can't stand this company. That's it. I hope someone from Shaw is listening. I swear to God.
Linda,
customer retention.
Linda,
want to tell us?
Linda, could you please call Shaw? Please. It's one of your wholly owned subsidiaries. I'm sure of it. So it's one of the Linda owned subsidiaries. So Linda, could you just please take care of it?
Probably.
Yeah.
Exactly. Linda of the world.
Yeah.
My
please
God.
Take care of it. It's interfering with our stardom, honestly. Oh, man. I think it's going to be a rough night. I lost Kenny again.
I'm reducing the screen even, so I can't see you. I got this mug shot of you. That's all I got.
No, it's all good. Yeah, you might want to just minimize that. You're going to be looking at that smiling for the entire
already did.
time. So, yeah. Man, how's it going?
It's going good. It's been a... You can take all that first part off that we just recorded because that was a train wreck anyway.
No, actually, so you disappeared. And I apologized and I appeased the Linda God. So we're good. It's all good.
Okay, as long as you just cover appeasing the Linda gods.
Yeah.
We're all good in the hood.
Yeah.
Right? If we lose Linda as a listener, we're screwed.
No, yeah, we're jammed. So I made a heartfelt apology, and then you disappeared, which I think. Wonder if it was deliberate on your part or not. So you're kind of like, it wasn't me. It was all him. But anyway.
I've already taken care of that. How stupid do you think I am? You think I'm gonna own the tech side? I tell everybody, what do you do with this podcast? I said, I do nothing. I said I show up once a week. I have no idea what he does. He just puts it online, and apparently doesn't even do that very well.
Yeah, I know.
So quite frankly, I mean, there's only so much I can do with it.
I know.
Right? It's the resource is the resource. I'm doing my best. With the limited resources I have. What do you want from me?
Oh my goodness.
That's sort of where I try to go.
Oh my goodness. So
what's going on?
I just got back. It literally got off the plane like a half hour ago. No,
seriously?
45 minutes ago, and then.
What are we doing this tonight for?
Oh no, it's fine because I got Nexus. Like it's just logistics, right? It wasn't. I didn't have to line up for anything. Like it's literally
such a big shot.
No, it's, you know what it is? It's like the Pearson, when you have Nexus, the limitation is your own feet. So do you know what I mean? Like, because you can get through, like with Nexus, you can get through everything in a heartbeat. So it's really as fast as you can walk is how fast you'll get through, how fast you'll get through. So it was really just like, I got off the plane, like I was in LaGuardia. LaGuardia always delays me every time. Like just So I was
People
2 hours
are-
delayed. I was actually
it does
2
that
hours
with
delayed.
everybody.
I tried to get on the standby flight, and the standby flight actually left later than my original flight, believe it or not. So it was all screwed up. Anyway, so I'm home and I just got off the plane, but yeah, interesting meeting. Kind
Oh,
of
the topics looked riveting.
they were
Riveting.
So for the audience, I've been doing this work with NIMI, and so I was down there for something called Interfex, which is the opposite of Global Pet Show, because it was pharmaceutical manufacturers and PLCs and automated systems, and like NIMI plays in this world of like compliance and data records and things like that, and so we help automate that stuff, and so so I was down there kind of meeting with potential partners, and then people who need the product. So it was a really great meeting, really great show from that standpoint. But oh my gosh, like just
It looked yeah.
I
It just looked
was
interesting.
torturing Kenny. There were a couple of pictures that I took that I sent Kenny on topics, and they were just they were pretty terrible, I think.
I was getting just tired just looking at the titles of them. Like, oh my God.
They were pretty.
I don't even think it's possible to stay. I don't know how you stay awake.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one of them, something about using a passcode to get into a building or doorway or that.
Here.
Oh my God.
The agenda from Wednesday was a CDMO perspective on the formulation and manufacturing of complex dosage forms. Or you could go to outsourcing the manufacture of your lyophilized aseptic product. Or you could go to AVID case study, taking your molecule through process validation. It was incredibly exciting. And then there was a poster that people were actually excited about, but I didn't understand it. It was interested in revolutionary bacterial endotoxin testing. Let's talk.
That would have been interesting, actually.
What? I don't even understand what that is.
That you should have gone to. Something like that sounds cool.
Okay.
Probably was interesting. Because honestly, everything else on that board, I thought, oh my Lord.
Yeah, I know.
Jump
anyway.
now.
Yeah, but anyway, it was interesting. It was overall
you learned something new, buddy. I mean, whatever, right?
You know what? Honestly, there's a lot of money in this industry. Like there's
for sure
a lot of money. So it's just I'm not in it for the money. Well, I am in it for the money, but it's just interesting to see, right? Like there's this whole nother world. It's a neat conversation because some of these guys are truly trying to make. Like you worry about, the actives that in products and whether they're governing them properly and things like that. And so some of these guys are, trying to make that happen. Right. So I actually spent some time with
the things you need these guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm with you. Like, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what, if who was watching out for us otherwise?
Yeah.
Right. So you gotta have somebody kind of looking out for us.
Yeah, you do. And
bottom line is that's awesome, but you still can't make that exciting.
No. Nope. Not even close.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, no, not even
close. A challenge.
But, they're kind of an industry that talks to themselves. So I don't know that you need to make it I think you just it's like everything else in marketing, you just gotta know your audience, right? So whatever I put out at NIMI isn't gonna go anywhere. It's not for public consumption, right? So I'm not
gonna that's just it, right?
Throw it. I might be able to get away with it and throw it into National Geographic, but that's.
I think even then it'd be a stretch.
Yeah, that would be a lot of work, right? Like everything.
Popular Mechanics still around?
I have no idea. Maybe
that's probably your better option.
Yeah,
something like that. Actually, it'd be too dry for that. Popular Mechanics was fun to read.
Yeah, I think like it's kind of that. Anyway, you got to know your audience. Like my audience is this. For this stuff is such a dry, they're innovators in their category because they're always looking for new things, but they are not innovators from a startup Y Combinator, so exciting, sort of way, right? So you've just got to find the right language. So a lot of this was actually about learning what the language is. So I might get more boring actually as we go. Because I'll learn to speak slower and quiet. No, I'm just joking.
So you got it. Your hour presentation is really going to be 15 minutes. It's
Yeah,
just going to
yeah,
be at
yeah,
today. We
yeah.
will discuss.
Yes, and I'd
Oh
like
my
to
God.
talk about FDA Rule 21 CFR Section 11.
Yeah, see, that's not fun. Today I did liquor store all day. I was in 16 liquor stores, 15 liquor stores today. That was my day.
Okay, but
That's a shit
were
load
you
more fun
sober
than
at
what
the
you
end of the
did.
day, or were
Oh,
you? Oh,
100%.
okay, all right.
100%. No, we
Oh,
were running around. They've got 11 stores in the Lower Mainland, so we did
wow,
all 11 stores, and I think we
wow.
did 4 or 5 competitors.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So okay, that's a really good question. So a lot of people ask me that. So I'll ask you that is so when you say that, because a lot of people kind of go, let's go do, retail tours, and everyone, you know, in some senses, sometimes that's like a code word for let's go screw off and do nothing. But so when you go to, all these stores, what do
Yeah.
you do? So when you go to one of these liquor
Okay.
stores
Well, so
today,
today,
what did you do? Yeah.
so like, because this is the gig I have with the Jack's liquor store, right?
Yep.
So I'm out with today with Tim.
Tim.
Tim is we'll call Tim the operations manager guru
Okay.
of Jack's. Plus, he's got 50,000 other hats, but we'll just
Okay.
pretend he's operations
Yep.
today. So I spent a little bit in the office learning about merchandising, blah blah blah,
Yep.
and then the only way to see how what you do in the office does in the stores is by going to the stores and see how they perceive what you're doing from a office level and how
Yep.
does it execute, etc. So
Yep.
the purpose of the visit is to go see what do stores look like, how
Do
are they
match?
merchandised,
Do they kind of match what
do they
Tim's
match the
instructions
vision
are that he sends
of
out?
what the office
Okay.
thinks it's doing, exactly
Okay.
all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that you're matching fantasy with reality.
Yep.
This is what
Yep.
I hope it looks like. What does it actually look like?
Yeah.
Right. So the purpose is that so what we did is they have 11 stores in the Lower Mainland, 4 outside. We obviously didn't 4 outside because they're too far away. But we did the 11 in the Lower Mainland, and at the same time, it's no use just looking at your own stores. I mean, you might as well go see a bunch of your competitors in your marketplace to see what they're doing and what they're doing different, etc.
Yeah.
So when we're in the stores today, what we're doing is the basics of what you would do as an operator of your store.
Mm-hmm.
You park in the parking lot, you look at the outside, quite literally. Mm-hmm. What does it look like? What does it look like from a customer standpoint? Is it clean? Lights on, lights working, signs working. You walk in. What does it tell me as soon as I walk in? How does it feel? What displays are out? How is the product merchandised? Is it faced? What are the staff doing?
Mm-hmm.
Right? All those little things are what you're doing. You're looking at it when you're doing a store tour. It's not just going into a store or farting around, like you said, going for coffee. Walking the front, walking the back.
Yeah.
Watching how staff interact with customers or don't.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Looking at a display and questioning, does that look good? Does it not look good? Is it signed? All these little things that, as a consumer, you look at yourself, you just don't know what you're looking at.
Right.
And as a merchant, we're going in and trying to catch the little mistakes so that when you hit the store, you are just an autopilot. You don't even notice what you're seeing. Right. And many times it's just basic things. I mean, if you walk by a wing or an end, is it signed?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it full?
Yeah.
Does the product make any sense? Did it tell me a story?
Yeah.
Was the story a nice story or was it a horror?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
So really, from my standpoint, that's sort of what we were looking at. Same thing you would do in a pet store, buddy.
Yeah.
You walk to a pet store, what'd you look for? Right. You walk in.
Yeah.
Is it inviting?
Yeah.
Do I feel like I want to go any further? Is it clean? It's all the little things that you take for granted when you're in the weeds of being in the store.
Yeah.
And you forget sometimes that if you were a customer, what would you say right now? Because first impressions count.
Yeah.
Right. So for all our store owners, do that.
So I think the other part of that is, so one is, so for store owners, absolutely you should. It's hard to do, but you've got to figure out how to take off.
You have to do it
and start walking. And then you're right, like the point you had about looking at competitive stores or just walking into stores and then getting, like stores that you walk into that aren't yours, that don't compete with you. If you get joy out of walking to their stores, you almost need to reverse
Why?
the process and then go back out and go, wait, what just gave me all that joy? Like, what do they?
Why did I feel so good? What was it?
Yeah, what is it? Now, how do I replicate it? Right?
Exactly.
And I think if you're a brand, what Kenny's doing, particularly if you're a newer brand and you're trying to get into retailers or you are in retailers, you should be making that call to a retailer. Not every retailer is going to do it, so you can't expect because if a buyer had to walk a store with every brand, they would probably never get any work done. They'd be really cranky.
Oh, they would never do it.
Yeah.
That never happened.
But if you do get the opportunity, or so either the buyer or someone like a Tim who runs operations, or if you're looking at the bigger guys like a Walmart or Loblaws, they have district managers who kind of walk these stores who are always looking for certain things. So any of those kind of help you figure out, any of those pressing questions of why do you guys do this in a store would most likely be answered by someone like that. And then, like someone like that would give you a lot of insight on look, like, here's what's, here's the processes that work, right? Because it's not perfect in store. Or here are the things that you can help us with when you're in store. If you see something that's not working,
I lost
who do you call? Right.
Yeah. I think I would even go back to your original. What I like, what you said is, if you walk into a store and you think, wow, this feels really good.
Yeah.
Like, take some pictures of what is making you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't really know, then do a panorama.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, try not to get caught because you look like a stalker, but do a panorama so that when you go back to the parking lot to the car, look at it and say, okay, what was it?
Yeah.
Then go into a couple other stores. And like you said, it could be a competitor, like a true competitor, or just another retailer.
Yeah.
Right. And when you don't feel good, do the same thing. What was it?
Yeah.
Because you're probably going to find it's very consistent. Of what it is. And a lot of times, what pisses a lot, like what bugs me, I'll give you an example. What bugs me in a store? Lack of signage. Yeah. Like if I bang into a display and I don't know what it costs, like what do you want me to do?
Yeah, so annoying.
Like I'm in your store. I'm ready to spend money, obviously, because I have no other purpose to being in a store. So what do you want me to do with this information? You built an end or a wing or a display of some kind, and you don't have a sign on it. What would you like me to do? Do you think I'm going to just bring it to the front and find out that it's a $400 bottle of wine and I only wanted a 25? You think I'm going to buy it? Did you want to embarrass me? Like, what was the gig? What were you shooting
That's
for?
my most annoying gripe about Canadian Tire, period.
Absolutely.
I hate that. So, and I love that store. Like, I love Canadian Tire, but I just cannot take the price tags. Like, they're the worst, right? Like they don't have them up. You can't find them. You can't figure out pricing. You scan it under those stupid machines if you can find it every 8 aisles, right? Like I got to walk halfway across the store, and then sometimes the barcode isn't there, right? It's so annoying.
Exactly. Yeah. So how do you want me to buy it?
Yeah, I don't.
Right.
I take a picture and then I go online, right? Because otherwise,
exactly. But if I'm going online, you know what? I might just close the transaction there in your store.
I do. Well,
how did that make you feel?
Yeah. Now I'm annoyed, right? Because I had to drive to a Canadian Tire.
Exactly.
I had to go look for it, and then I probably found it online, and then either I bought it online or I found it on Amazon for cheaper, right? So, but I feel bad because I'm in the store. I'm trying to support Canadian Tire, but they're not helping me. So it's yeah.
So now go back to your store.
Yeah.
And do your walk.
Yeah.
And if you find 50% of your ends, wings, or whatever not signed, what do you think your customers just did? Because you were just angry. What do you think your customers are doing?
Yeah.
right? Walk into a store. If nobody talks to you in the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes, in a small, we're talking boutique type stores,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
How do you feel?
Yeah.
Now turn it the other way. Walk into your store and see what happens. Like, stand back and watch what your staff do.
Yeah.
If they're spending more time talking to each other than the customer who's walking in with, again, money in his or her hand, is that what you want? Now, if you're okay with that, then I guess you're okay with that. But I mean, exactly. Do you know what I mean? I mean, retailers have to do this. Like, people, and you're right, whether it's another retailer. So I always think the pet industry, because that's who you talk a lot to. Do that.
Yeah.
Like, think of the things that you need to do and do the walk. If you're a brand, before you go to the buyer, why don't you walk into his or her stores, look at the category, shoot some pictures, right? So you can show them what you're going to, this is where I would fit, etc. Maybe go into a few of their competitors to show them examples of, hey, this is what they're doing. Look how nice it looks. Or, hey, this is what they're doing. Look how shitty they're doing it. Our product would do this for you. Right? Do some homework, because you're not going to get a buyer to walk a store with you. I'm sorry, guys. It's not going to happen.
No.
You're not going to get someone like Tim to do it for you, even as a district manager, because he's got 15 stores. He doesn't have the time. Right? You're not going to get a store manager probably to do it for you. Do it yourself. Go for the walk. And again, I love what you said. If you walk out of the parking lot and you're agitated, why?
Take note.
Go back in, take a look, and think of all the things. And it could be, you take a picture of two people yapping with each other and nobody's saying hello to me. That pisses me off. Right? I mean, I know your conversation is important, but you know what? Again, I'm the one with the money.
Guys.
Like, how about hello? Really? Come on, guys. Right? This is not rocket science. The purpose of opening those doors wasn't refuge from the storm. Right? The purpose of opening those doors was to sell something. There's really not much other purpose to retail. Sorry, I don't. You're not providing shelter. Come on. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dumb it right down. You're there to sell something. Let's get it going.
Yeah. It's absolutely true.
Anyway, I was pleasantly surprised. For the most part, not bad. Yeah, I mean, they don't have necessarily like you and I would. They don't have the merchandising skill set that we have, because we've been doing this for so long. And I'm not in their weeds, so I see things differently, because I'm not in the day to day.
We work, so Kenny and I both come from, packaged goods at its kind of most refined place, right? So when Kenny and I talk planograms, we're talking, we measure packages right down to millimeters. We know how many every shelf holds, like really, like no joking. When you look at our skill sets, like we're trained to be able to go, listen, this package is whatever, how many 30 inches, 30 centimeters by 20 centimeters deep. And, that's going to hold 6 units on shelf. And that's going to, so we can get down to those levels.
100% and fast.
But, but the thing is like, not all industries are built like that, whether you're pet or you're, heck, Costco doesn't even do that, right? Costco says, if the pallet's there, it's going there. Otherwise, I'm going to rotate it out and put something else in its place. And, liquor is similar in that sense, right? As you generally want it in this order, but, sometimes you don't have a Mel back there. You got to put something else in that place, right? So it just really depends on the industry you're in. But yeah, for sure. That's cool.
Anyways, it's fascinating. It's fun to get back into. Like, I mean, I can tell you, it's just stuff you miss too, right? It's just those are the days that it's the most fun, is when you're sort of, on the street and you're looking at stuff and thinking, wow, look at that, look at this. Or, it's asking the questions of people, you've built this, like, tell me, walk me through the process. Why did you do it this way?
The only thing else, so I wanted to pick on that, because I think our brands, that listen to us, probably need that in their skill set, is to start thinking that way. I would say I do miss it, although I'm almost back in a place, like after, I mean, Hubba, I was doing it, but after a couple of years now, I'm actually starting to enjoy walking through stores again, right? Because my brain, I think like yours is, for a long time, for I don't know, 20 years or whatever, is like you walk through a store, that's all I'm thinking about is like, how wide is this foyer? Do those doors swing open? Where are the security gates? Like, is there signage when
Exactly.
I walk in? How do I feel? What do I smell? Did I trip on anything? Is the floor dirty? Is something hanging over? And
Yeah.
so, but now I actually walk in and go, hey, that's cool stuff. I want to go, I'm going to wander. I want to go see that. Like, and it's usually only the first moment that I get annoyed is usually when I look up and I go, I would like to wait, where are all the signs? Is
Yeah.
usually the first moment that I get annoyed, right?
Yeah.
Because, I'm after something, right? So I'm going to explore, but if you don't tell me where it is, I'm going to get really annoyed.
Yeah.
So,
I'll tell you the other one that pisses me off because they did today in one of the store. It wasn't our store, it was one of the others.
yeah.
Is sightlines. One of our stores was a little high. Like high shelving to me is
Oh,
irritating.
okay. Okay.
You know why?
Really?
I can't see anything. So if I walk into a store and I look up, I'm glad that I can see greeting cards.
Yeah.
But if I can't see, like I can't see anything. All I see is all these ends like right on top of me, or all this product all over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I like to see how big the store is. I like to see how long I need to walk.
But so
I like to see if there's any
like,
staff in the store.
So do you like because I think like from a liquor perspective, like in Ontario and then in Quebec, the shelves are very short. Like they're maybe 4 feet tall-ish. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can literally see all the way to the back of the store.
Yeah.
I'm only 5'9", but these shelves are like 4 feet, maybe 5 feet, but
Yeah, they could be 48s. They might be 54s.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So the story that you went into, they were taller than that?
Most of our stores,
yeah,
I'm going to say are 48s. We might have some 60s.
Yeah.
Maybe some 66s. But see, to me, a 48-inch top shelf with bottles on it, I'm okay. Because the bottles are rounded, or usually the tops are tapered. There's enough air and light passing through. I can live with it, right? But one of the stores we were in, I'm going to say the shelving was probably closer to 72 top shelf, and then bottles on top of that.
Yeah.
See, now you're pushing 6 feet, so I can't see the top of the top shelf already, and now you put stuff on top of it.
Right.
So if I'm standing, let's say I'm standing at cash, for example, and I turn around and all I can see is the first bunk. Well, I might have thought, shit, maybe I should grab a bottle of wine while I'm lying. But if I can't see where I'm going, I'm done. I'm not interested. I can't see anything. Right? Yep. I mean, I did it this way. One of the stores we drove up to, which was one of ours, I sat in the parking lot and I said to Tim, I said, take a look at this. What I see is I can see through this window that this is a liquor store because I can see all the bottles because the aisles were running, perpendicular to the front windows. So I said, I get it. The problem is I don't know if there's anything else except hard liquor because the shelf is so high, I can't see anything else behind it.
Yeah. Okay.
I said, for example, on this window, this aisle facing the window,
yeah.
If that was a 60-inch shelf with top shelf, maybe that would have been better at 48. And the one behind it is 60. So it tiers. So I can see that, I get hard alcohol. Oh, there's the wine right behind it. And then now I know it's a full service wine store or liquor store.
Right? Yeah. I get that.
But you got to, it's all about, and this is why we tell people, you stand in the parking lot and look through the store. Like, look at the store from that side. If you can't tell what it is, are you inclined to go in? I'll give you an example, Phil. There's a couple drugstores. I don't know if it's IDAs or Guardians.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one, but they put these opaque pictures on the front windows. And I'm thinking, I would never go into that store.
Why? I don't know what's in there.
Is this like a fucking drug outlet? Is this an
adult store?
Cards in the back? Like, what's going on?
Do they
Because
sell
if I
pot
get in trouble in
more?
this place,
Yeah.
nobody's going to see me.
Yeah.
Like we're done.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, why would you do that? Like,
Yeah.
how inviting is that?
Yeah.
And for the staff, what are you, like in a box?
Yeah. Yeah.
God gave you the damn windows to see things. Like,
Yeah.
look out the damn window.
Yeah.
Why are you covering them?
Yeah.
So, like, if you're a merchant and you merchandise in front of your windows, why are you doing that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Aren't the windows to see in and see out?
Yeah. So you're talking about Rexall. So Rexalls do that. They have
Rexalls?
this.
Okay, I can remember.
Yeah,
I thought it was an idea.
no,
I don't
because
know, whatever.
they
They're all the
put
same.
or they put pictures up, right? Like they have all
They
these
put pictures of
like
a pharmacist
screens
talking
and
to a
like
patient.
very friendly people dispensing things or interacting with people, but it has like this
Non-inviting. I don't care what anybody says.
I've just come back from New York City, so it has like the New York City kind of shady electronic shop feel that you
Exactly.
that you get in Times Square, right? Like
Exactly. So and what you're
Yeah.
thinking, it feels like you're going into a porn shop.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where it's
I
like
don't know what that
XXX.
feels like. I have no idea what you're talking about.
People have told me. I'm just going on what people have told me. If it's got triple X all over the windows, you're not walking in most likely. And definitely, if you're walking in, you really don't want to come out the same door.
It's true. It's true.
Now, that might be just me and you. There's a lot of people, God bless you if that's your thing.
Yeah.
Light it
Knock
up. I
yourself
have
out.
no issue with
Yeah.
that. No judging.
Yeah.
No
that's true.
judging. But it's one of those things you're thinking. So non-inviting. Like, I like seeing product. I don't mind seeing that. Like, I like the fact that I could see the booze through the window. Yeah. What I didn't like is all I saw was the booze through the window.
Yeah.
I wish it was a little more, because maybe I didn't even think it was a wine store. I didn't know we had any wine in there.
Yeah.
And I know you can probably read the sign, yada, yada, yada. But you gotta dumb it down to
Yeah.
lowest common denominator.
You've got to make it more, retail is retail. It's been the, delighting the customer has been a thing for a long time, right? We're getting back to experiential now because we, for a long time we baked it into a science and made it sterile and uninviting, but
Yeah, and Amazon's, has perfected that.
Yeah.
With its a completely transactional feel. I mean, you can do storefronts and all that bullshit, but there's no feeling.
No.
It's quick and dirty, and then that's awesome. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing.
But I actually do like. I tell you the truth, I really enjoyed walking in. I really enjoyed walking into these small liquor stores today.
Yeah, I like it.
Right, and I mean, that's I learned things.
Right? Like boutique is the thing, right? Like everyone wants that now. So you gotta figure out how to deliver that. So yeah.
And the prices were on par with the normal liquor stores per se.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, you know what? I could do this.
Yeah. Why not?
The service is better. If I ask a question, people walk me through things. You're thinking, wow, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So
like it.
Just old school retail, buddy. Just old school retail. That was the day. Old school
I like
retail.
It. I like it. I wanted to ask you about that because I think a lot of times, this is when I've got Ken in my head, right? Is Ken would go, "You guys blew through that. Nobody really, and I thought, well, we've got an opportunity for you to kind of see inside, kind of see what we see or think about what we think about. So, but
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Great day.
I like it.
Long day, but great day. I mean, we literally saw all 11 of their stores.
Yeah.
And 5 or 6 competitors. So, I mean, we covered. It's like, dude, that's a lot of real estate.
No, it's a lot. The feeling I get after doing that much retail is it's almost like, when you've gone Christmas shopping under too many fluorescent lights and then you come home and your eyes, it's your eyes, right? Your eyes are exhausted from trying to consume everything. And that's kind of what it's like, right? You kind of like, I got to get back and I'm going to drink a coffee and then I'm going to have, some liquor and then I'll be fine. Right.
And good thing that's where I was.
Yes. Good thing. Good thing.
Pretty cool. Anyway.
No, I love it.
Pretty cool.
I love it.
Hey, listen, I just saw this today.
Yeah.
So did you know that you can go into some liquor stores?
Yeah.
And they've got like this machine that's got the wine bottles in it. And if you want to try a sample, it'll spit out like half ounce or ounce samples.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Holy shit, man. That was really cool.
We don't have that.
You should take a look. Maybe the private stores do, because we did. I thought, oh, I like this idea.
I mean, I have had that, but actually the only place I've ever had that is in Vancouver. Because I think last time when I came out to see you,
Yeah.
what was that, like a year ago, 2 years ago now? I was with a buddy
almost
in the Olympic Village area, and we were in one of those liquor stores there, and some nice lady said, "Would you like to try some?" We went, "Sure." And so she actually popped open a whole bottle, and just kind of poured us, kind of like a half ounce
so you
or an
can
ounce.
get a sampling and take us, pretty cool though, eh?
Well, but I've never seen a machine.
Huh. So the wines are behind there, they're chilled and stuff, and it dispenses. I'm assuming it's like a half ounce or something.
Yeah.
But and again, it's only you got your choice of 6 or 8 bottles, however many are in this unit. And I thought, my God, that is awesome.
That's very cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I just learned, so these guys even have another rule. You got to hear this return policy. So if you go in, let's say you buy a $200 bottle of scotch, right? You take it home, you try a glass and think, ugh, I can't do this, right?
Yeah.
You bring it back. Full refund.
What?
In-store credit, full refund though.
What? No, so what do they do?
From the store.
What do they do then?
They dump it.
Eat it?
Yeah.
What? That is insane.
Yeah. Like, so seriously, so if what's the risk now? I mean, and most people aren't going to be jackasses and, drink the whole bottle and, I didn't like it. But, if you really brought it home and said, listen, I just can't drink this.
Okay, wait. No, I get it for customer service. I don't get it as a merchant. How do you make any money?
I said the same thing, and I thought, wow, as a customer service play, guys, this is brilliant.
This is Costco-like, right? Like this is like Costco-like, yeah.
I said, and he said, no. He goes, no problem. Because what they'll do, I guess, is when you come back in, is maybe they'll walk you through it a little more detailed, or say, listen, what are you looking for? In a scotch, I don't like that iodine seaweed kind of taste.
Yeah, the peaty.
And that's typically, I think, the peat. That's like lowlands, I think, scotch. Yeah. And if you're in the highlands, because I guess the winds don't blow off the ocean, blah, blah, whatever the hell it does, I guess is better in the highlands, or it's different, it's less peaty. Yeah. Right. But, they'll walk you through that. And what I thought, see, now that is brilliant.
I just don't.
Yes.
But I just don't, as a merchant, I just don't get it. I just.
Nor do I.
Right. Like I kind of like, whoa, just wait a second here. Right. Like,
exactly.
A $12 bottle of Chardonnay, fine. Right. Like, no biggie. We can make that up. Right. But.
What do you do with a $200-$300 bottle of scotch or whiskey?
$200 bottle of Macallan.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to eat that.
I guess the odds are, though, if you're coming and spending $200-$300 on a bottle of Macallan, you probably know what you're buying. Right. But what this does, I think, for, let's say, a person who's in that realm and maybe wanted to try something a little bit different, it gives you the opportunity. And I guess at that point, I'd be pretty loyal to these guys anyway then. I mean, I'd be thinking, well, what the hell? I mean, shit.
Yeah, it's a pretty good safety net.
The risk is pretty much nil. I'm not going to take advantage of it anyway.
But maybe it builds a different set of processes. Because as an employee, you'd be like, look, I don't want to eat. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be the one that processes.
Yeah, I'll spend a little bit more time with you up front.
Yeah,
so that
I don't want to
process
a $200 bottle of scotch and have to explain it later. Even if it's okay, it's going to suck. So
maybe when someone comes up with that, you may ask a question. Have you tried this before? Yeah. Well, I haven't. Oh, do you like PD type thing? What is that? Well, the one that tastes like this? Oh, no, I hate that.
Do you like something that tastes like Lafrag or however you say that? Or do you like
whatever that word is too?
Yeah. Or Glenfiddich.
So I thought it was kind of cool too, because if you explain that to somebody, I mean, you could get a better defined purchase. But I thought that's Jack's Liquor Stores. 15 stores in British Columbia, 11 in the Lower Mainland, 2 in Campbell River, 1 in Penticton, and 1 in Williams Lake.
I'll have to check it out. I'm only in town. I'm going to be in Vancouver at the end of June.
So you're downtown, right?
I'm literally dead. I booked an Airbnb, not the ones I was showing you, because I remember that area.
Yeah.
I have a funny story about that, but I literally booked like 15 minutes away from Canada Place. Or
Okay, that's good.
yeah. So I wound up booking there instead. But yeah,
Well, that's fine. Whatever.
yeah. I
Anyway, you should look them up when you get down here.
okay. I'll do
I
that.
just thought that was super cool.
That's really cool. That's really
That's a
cool.
super
That
cool.
is this is a cool episode. Look, we talked retail the whole time. How cool is
And the
that?
best part, booze retail.
Yeah.
What's more better than that?
I know, booze
Nothing.
retail. Booze retail is the best. I mean, it started slow. We were into manufacturing pharma for a little bit, but
Oh my God, please don't go back to that. I got to be up. I got lots of work to do. I cannot have sleepy time.
So I have a funny story.
Those signs, I thought, oh my God, Phil.
Those were hilarious.
Jeez.
Those are so hilarious. I was going to tell you, so I sent you those Airbnbs. Thank you for looking at them, by the way.
Yeah, no problem.
And then I realized, was it you that I told the funny story about Hastings and me being on Hastings Street? So after I met you, there was a I think it was an evening. It was a couple of evenings I was there. So one evening I went walking, right? And like my thing in Vancouver is I don't really drive anywhere. Like I walk all of it, right? It's almost like New York City. I just walk the whole thing. It doesn't take that long. And so I had kind of worked my way across to Granville and then across the Olympic Village. And I guess I was coming up through the BC Stadium area.
Yeah.
And then I was on East Hastings and cut through Chinatown, but I think I went a couple of streets too far over.
You probably went too far east and then went north again.
I did.
So you're probably like on Main and Hastings now.
Yeah, something like that. And it was kind of sketchy.
All right. That's the poorest postal code in Canada.
Yeah. No, so it was kind of, and it was fine, right? Like I'm not, I'm not a wallflower or anything. I can take care of myself, but I did have kind of this group of people following me street to street for a little bit, 3 guys, until I hit a set of CrossFit gyms, which are kind of popping up in that area as you get to Gastown.
You got toward Gastown and it cleans up pretty fast. So you were right in the heart of it. I know where you were because Daniel goes to that CrossFit that you were beside, that you were walking by.
Yeah. So, and it was the CrossFit, right? Like they literally, as soon as I hit the CrossFit, they kind of like bailed off. But I honestly think it was a game of distance. Like if I was a little bit farther and I hadn't made it and they would have caught up to me, I probably would have had to do some dancing or do some running or do something like that. But So I remember looking at that area on the Google map on the last one I sent you and went, this is almost right at that area. So I was like,
you are and you aren't. So, and I knew what you were saying. You're not quite. That's why I wish you had the address. Where you were. I mean, it's funny. This is the richest city in Canada. Yeah. And that's the poorest postal code in Canada.
Yeah.
Right. Figure that one out. Right.
Yeah.
So you were literally like Main and Hastings.
Yeah.
Because if you go down the 2 blocks, you're sort of on Main and Cordova. And then if you head back toward town, I think it's CrossFit 604 is in there. And then you start getting to Gastown, it cleans up again.
Yeah. But it cleans up super fast. It goes from
a little sketchy, but it cleans up real fast.
To like, whoa, this is nice. Yeah. Right. Like it's really fun.
Because where you were, I mean, it's really unfortunate. I mean, these people they're struggling big time. Yeah. It's interesting. It's definitely an interesting part of town.
Yeah.
So I don't think where you were staying was that close to that, to be honest with you.
I was kind of like right in between the stadium. I was right in between the stadium and the, like, cause there's 2 stadiums there, right? There's
well, there's BC Place and GM Place. Well, no, it's not GM anymore. Rogers Arena.
And I think I was
you're
right
between there. You're okay.
Okay.
If you were even down a little bit toward Hastings, it depends on what street it is. You're still okay-ish.
It was
I wouldn't go out at midnight.
Yeah, it was right by, I remember now. It was like Abbott and Keeler Place or whatever it is, which is kind of right in there. So it's near the TNT.
Yeah, it's not that. It's okay down there, buddy. Yeah. It would have been totally fine.
Yeah.
There's a theaters down there. It honestly, 10 years ago, dicey. Not today. It's okay.
Yeah.
They got a
Yeah.
lot of cool little Vietnamese restaurants, and it's been pretty gentrified, to be very honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not it's not Beverly Hills,
Yeah. I
but
hear
it's
you.
definitely not East Hastings anymore,
No, I hear you. I hear you.
right?
It's all good,
But
man.
it's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, you're in a better spot. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why when I looked at it, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have told you to stay there if you were more into Chinatown and north of that. I would have said don't do it with a family.
Okay. Yeah.
Where you were, you could have done it.
Yeah. I think I'm off.
And if anything, the kids would have had education, so it wouldn't have hurt them.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah. No. I think now I'm off Pender. Like I'm on the other side. Like I literally I'm 15-minute walk to the dock where the cruise ships will be. So
Yeah,
that was good.
you're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and at least you're all walking distance in there. You could take
Yeah.
the kids through Gastown. And actually, during the day, you probably should take them up that part of Hastings.
Yeah.
Not for anything. You can, this is reality, kids.
Yeah,
And
no,
think of the city you're in. You'll walk them through,
Yeah.
and it changes pretty fast. It's like the San Francisco walk, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
You walk, I think it's Powell that runs up and down where the trains are in San Fran.
Yeah.
And if you keep walking,
Yeah.
I guess, south,
Yeah.
it changes. Like you think in 1 minute, you think,
Yeah.
holy shit, what happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it doesn't clean up again until like Mission or Castro
Yeah.
or wherever the districts are.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty sketch, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
Vancouver
not
can be
shy
that.
about that.
Anyway.
We'll definitely, the kids need to see that stuff, right? Like
They need to see that because it's reality, and it's a
Yeah.
sad reality.
Yeah.
And if anything, they'll appreciate what they have.
Yeah.
And it might even make them more sympathetic or empathetic
Yeah.
to people that, these people aren't necessarily bad people. They're just, could be just shit luck.
Yeah.
Bad circumstance. I mean, who knows, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So,
It's true.
anywho,
Man,
that was our day, baby.
that was our day. That was our day. Yeah.
Got home from Edmonton last night. Do liquor stores today.
Nice. Yeah, I'm
All
doing.
good.
I had a funny day like that. Like I started this. I started the morning talking to Centennial students, right? Because they're working on projects for me in the last course I'm doing for Centennial. And then I went to this pharma manufacturing, and then I talked to Katrina about Quest.
Yeah, good.
So I kind of like, I'm in the middle of manufacturing and compliance laws, and then I dial out for a second to talk to her. She's looking at posts and, trying to figure out what to say, and then dial right back in, and then I come back out and did interlocate content, right? Like, but I love it, right? Like,
Come on, tell me that's not the fun part of the day, though, right?
Oh no, it's that's what it is, right? And then Katrina was like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm in New York." Like, and she's like, "What the hell are you?" And I'm like, "No, it's cool. Like, this is, don't worry about it, right? Like, this is kind of what makes global, right? So don't just chill out. Like, let's do this thing. Don't get fixated on where I am. Like,
yeah, just enjoy the ride, man. It's all good in the hood.
I love it.
And
I love it.
I saw him send an email, so you guys are all copacetic and ready to go.
I think so. I've got all the logins and everything. I haven't even tested the logins yet. We'll get going for World Health Day, which is kind of a really great place to jump off into.
Yeah.
And then Katrina's, kind of madly. I said to her, social media is like, the art of social media is to write incomplete thoughts. So if you're a failed writer, social media is the right place for you. And she started laughing. And I said, it's absolutely, any failed writer loves Twitter because you don't have to finish it. Like, in fact, the more you don't finish it, the better off you are, because
absolutely
it gets the follower to finish the sentence. And that's usually what gets them to come back again.
Exactly.
She was like, oh, okay. And I was like, don't be pitchy, right? Like, because she was like, come and see our products. And I was like, don't be pitchy. Like, they get it. They understand why they're reading it. So you need to be insightful, not pitchy. And they'll get it, right?
Yeah, they know you're selling shit. They know you're a vendor or manufacturer or whatever.
Yeah.
They already know that it's a product. If anything, make it. Yeah, I mean, obviously we know we're buying, but do what you said. You don't have to overtly say it.
No. Yeah, don't bother, right? So she was like, oh, well, okay. And I was like, yeah, I know. Take every marketing instinct you have and put it away.
And let it go.
It's like, oh my God. And I was like, yep. just remember, you signed up for this. I'm coaching you.
Exactly. And you can't unsign.
Yeah, no, it's done. Like
you're stuck, baby. Once you're in our web, you are dinner.
Yeah.
There's no second chances out of this mess.
I know.
Once we drag people into our world, we drag them into our world.
You're in, and that's it. That's it. And then Linda Webb owns you.
Yeah, and then it's over. Then if you miss a deadline, man, you
God
hear
help
it.
You. God help you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Linda Webb help you. Yeah.
It's all good, baby.
Hilarious. I love it.
Okay.
All right, young man.
That's it, bud. I gotta go get a bunch of shit done here. So
yeah, I know.
I gotta catch up from 5 days away.
And then get up and I gotta set everything in motion. I gotta talk to PR. I gotta rejig their plans. I gotta rejig content, and then go.
Okay,
go.
We expect a recap next Thursday night. What the hell's going on for the world of Phil?
Oh, I know, right?
Tonight, this was too much about my world.
No, today was retail. Like I think unpacking retail is like your buyer's brain it's kind of an amazing place to be. So
yeah, no shit,
It's cool, baby. It's cool.
It's all good, bud.
All right, man. You go.
Okay, buddy boy. We'll chat with you soon.
Yeah, you have a good week. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you. You too, bud.
I'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, man.
All right. Ciao, buddy.
Okay, buddy. Ciao.
Bye. All right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.